So the word elevate means to me power, going to higher levels. How do I put this, like, if that makes sense? Like, there's no cap. Like, you can always continue to grow, continue to go up. It gives me a sense of like royalty feel, like you the shit. It's definitely a word that my ancestors planted in to me. Keep elevating, keep striving. The basis, the forefront of it is dance. However, I want to create a space for people like me who want to have a safe space to come and dance, to come and do their art and express themselves. And that became my goal. My name is Shayla. I am the owner and operator, CEO, wherever you want to call it, of Elevate, formerly known as, or we could say also still known as, Elevate Dance Academy. I am a mom of 3 beautiful children. I am a sister, I am a daughter, and all of those great, wonderful things. And I just like to really just say, I am who I am. I don't really like to put labels or anything on stuff. I am who I am. 1 minute I could be this, 1 minute I could be that. If that makes sense. Got it? Yeah, that's me. So Elevate is a dance company I started back in 2021. I started Elevate. Where Elevate came from was I had a connection with dance. I've always loved dance. However, I danced all the way up until around college in 2013. I completely stopped dancing. Just went to just being focusing on being a wife, a mom, a wife at the time, a mom, and, just never thought I would ever dance again, choreograph again, anything with dance. The closest I ever got to dance was when I would literally I did this since I was a kid. I would put headphones in my ear or listen to the boombox CD player, wherever we had, and we went to the what's some things called the iPod thingies that from the iPhones when we used to listen to music or whatever, MP3 players. Put it on, listen to the music, and I would imagine these dance routines in my mind. And for a long time, I thought that was the closest I would ever get to dance again. Just having 2 hours in the room by myself, lights off, headphones in, imagining these routines, imagining these videos playing out. So it was in 2020 when I was having an awakening. So I planned events, decorated, stuff like that. I end up later on in at the end of 2020, I got an event space. And the number one reason why I got that event space, when I walked in there, it was great, it was big, and I walked into one of the rooms, and I swear to you, all I heard was dance. The room looked just like a dance room. The mirrors, everything. And I said, this is my space. I have to get this space. Because in that moment, I'm like, this is bringing me back to something I know I should be doing. So, I got that space. Even though it was mostly used to rent out stuff for events and stuff like that, the main reason why I got that space was for dance. Because I'm like, I want to start something with dance, do something with it, just figuring it out. Now, where Elevate comes into play, I was doing a lot of elevation in my life during that time. I was having an awakening. That's when this came upon me, to go back to this. So I was doing a lot of elevating spiritually, mentally, with everything in my life. So the reason why I came up with Elevate was because of that. It's also my favorite rapper. One of my favorite rappers is Drake. And with his song Elevate, the words that he's saying, the message, I could relate to it, and I saw myself there with him saying, like, how did he do all of this for himself and his family? I felt that, and I felt what he meant by elevate. So I was like, I'm going to take that, and I want this to be called Elevate. I want this to be the representation of it. And it's so crazy as I'm talking, thinking about it then when I came up with the name. I knew what to represent, but as I'm talking now, it's really making me realize that what I'm doing right now in this moment, even speaking and choreographing, that is what's actually about to elevate me in my life. I remember growing up on 34th and Burleigh. I would go to the porch, like during the summertime when it was warm outside, obviously. I would stand on the porch, play music from the boom box, and I would just dance. And people in the neighborhood knew me as a little girl who would just stand on the porch and just dance. That's what I would do. Back then, I didn't even know I could dance. I just was feeling this connection. It was like it put me in a trance. Elevate is close to my heart because Elevate is actually the representation of creating your own lane for me. I did not wait for anybody to hand me anything. Now, at point in times in my life, I was waiting on stuff like that for people to hand me stuff or for stuff to look a certain way. Even the way I started off with Elevate, I wasn't actually doing it the way that I really wanted to do it. You know, as far as I started with teaching. Now, there's nothing wrong with teaching dance and stuff like that. I do encourage it and all of that stuff, but that's not what my goal was. I didn't want to really teach dance. I wanted to choreograph. And that also brings me to a full circle moment and a funny story is when I remember my last job at MPS, and we were having, the teachers were doing a activity with the students. And they were asking the students what they wanted to be when they grew up. And this was back in 2019. And, you know, they were saying what they were saying, and they asked the teachers, and it got to me, and I was like, I always wanted to be a choreographer. And in that moment, I never thought I would be here right now, you know, and doing that. And I keep reflecting back on that moment, and it keeps reminding me, like, you really created your own lane. I'm creating my own lane right now. That is what Elevate is a representation of. Even with my dancers I've been working with, I'm showing you a dance, but you are the artist. You are the talent. You make this your own. You create your own lane, you know, and that's really what I want to push and put out there for people I work with now and in the future. It's about creating your own thing. Don't wait for anybody to hand you anything. And that is very much something I have adapted, and that's what's helping me elevate as well, is creating my own lane. I had someone start like a post for my mirrors as well for the center of the room, but my wall is getting done. I'm so excited because that's like the focus point. That is where when you walk in, that's what you see, the name. You see what this is Elevate. And I made it so simple because I am one of them people that believes like simplicity goes a long way. You don't have to do too much. It doesn't have to be too much. I'm a very straight to the point type of person. And I said, black wall, silver letters, Elevate. You know exactly what this is. You know exactly what you're here for. Every video you see that's going to get posted and put out here now and in the near future, that's going to be the focus point, that wall. When you're standing looking in the mirrors behind you, it's that wall. Straight to the point. So I'm excited about it. That's like one of the biggest, like, it has to work out perfectly. And the artist I found, I went on Facebook. Y'all know y'all plug on Facebook all the time. When somebody needs something, y'all, I got so many comments. So I'm looking for artists who does murals, you know, send them my way. So many comments, look through so many great people. We have so much talent here. First of all, let me shout y'all out because we have so much talent here in Milwaukee. And I went through all these comments, looking at these people pages, and I found this one artist, and I'm like, oh my God, her work is immaculate. And she was doing some technical, you know, stuff, like, and I'm like, I know she can do the black wall with the words, you know, she's gonna give me what I'm looking for. So I'm excited about it, to see how this turns out. Musicians, I come from a musical family. My grandfather's side of the family are musicians, they had bands and did all of that. And you know, like with my granddad, he'll hear a song and he'll know the bass and the guitar or whatever it is playing, and that's what he hears. When I hear music, I see dance moves, I see emotions, I see connection, and that's what I would want for people who comes and work with me or who, you know, have these experiences with me is far beyond you just doing a dance move. Connect with the dance move. What is the song saying? How can you bring this song to life through dance?
Talk about the emotions and the mentality that you have right now as we are getting closer to the grand opening.
Okay, so actually it was like I feel like I was kind of in la la land with it all until I had a conversation from Precious of Epic Media, who's behind the scenes and getting all this done for me. Like we had our like a meeting over the phone, and I'm kind of like, wait a minute, like this is really happening. Like you got to get the ball rolling. You got to start promoting. You got to start letting people know what's going on, you know, and all of that. Like nobody even knows what's going on. I have not even told like my family or anything like that. Literally until I got off that business call, I was like, I got to let people know that I'm finna be having this grand opening and to get prepared for it. And now it's crunch time and I have to get prepared for it. Cause it's like now it's literally a month away. So it's like I'm nervous, but I am not really, you know, the nervousness comes behind I pretty much dropped everything and for this, you know, for Elevate, for dance. Because like I said, I was a decorator. I was an event planner. That's what I was known as. I did start Elevate. People did know I did have a dance school, but it's like I had that event stuff to fall back on. Now, I don't have anything to fall back on. This is it. However, the part of it that makes me not nervous is that I wholeheartedly believe this is something I'm supposed to be doing. And I'm going to be backed 110% in the physical and in the spiritual. Like, I'm backed 110% with this. So that's the part that I'm like, okay, I'm putting myself out there. And I've always been so used to me hiding myself, hiding who I truly am, hiding what I am capable of, and all of that stuff. So over the past years, I've been really coming out of my shell with that and being okay with people seeing who I am and all of that. So it's like, this is like a breakthrough moment for me. This is an awakening moment for me. This is another elevated moment for me, putting myself out there, putting my vision out there, putting something that I held so dearly to me for years out there. Like I said, this is stuff I used to just think in my mind. And it was the closest I ever thought I would get to dance ever. So to honestly know. Okay. To honestly know that once upon a time I used to just sit in the bed in the dark with headphones on, listening to music and envisioning it, to now actually putting on a full-blown production. I mean, I don't even have the words. It took a lot of healing. It took a lot of L's. It took a lot of having to stop. It had to take a lot of people that I wanted to work with me not want to work with me. It took a lot of that. And I still sat here and I said, I'm creating my own lane. I'm not gonna wait for anybody to be ready to work with me. You know, I'm not gonna wait for anybody to return a call. I'm not gonna wait for anybody to hand me some money. And that's how I know it's in an alignment with myself and what I'm supposed to be doing, because it flowed so easily. It wasn't easy at all. The hardest critic was myself, you know, and me telling myself this is what I should be doing. And I was hearing it from other people, you know, as well. And yeah, so this means I can't even explain how much it means to me. And then on top of that, the grand opening is on my brother's birthday. And I'm like, I have to meet that date. I cannot push that date back. I cannot reschedule. It has to be on my brother's birthday for me to do this grand opening in honor of myself, in honor of him. And so, yeah, it's a lot of emotions that's coming with it, but I want this day to be celebrated. I want it to be full of love. And I just really want people to understand and know that this is going to sound so cliche, but you can literally do anything you put your mind to. You literally just have to believe and push yourself. You know, what's in alignment for you is going to come right back around, and you're going to meet again. And you just got to be wise enough to be like, it's time for me to jump on that boat. It's time for me to do this. You know, I gave up the original way I did my dance company. I gave up on dance. I never thought I would, come on, you know, never. I never thought I was even good enough. You know, dance is a competitive field. It's very people compare. You got to look a certain way. You got to be flexible. You got to do this and this and that. I just know I know what feels right to me. And I put it out there, and I connect with talent, and I have them push it for me. What I hope for people who work with me, dancers that come to me, people who watch this documentary, people at the grand opening, I just really hope they take and understand. The biggest thing that keeps coming to my mind is create your own lane. Do what you want to do. You know, do it your way as well. Align with who you are. Align with that inner child. My inner child is the main reason why I am doing this. This is very much dedicated to her. She was the one who first put on that music, who first bust a move, who first danced, who wanted to be in those dance classes, who knew she wanted to be a choreographer. The one who was mocking the Aaliyah videos, the Beyonce videos, and Britney Spears. Shout out to my girl Britney Spears. I love me some Britney, okay? Especially back then. She was the one mocking those videos and dancing around, and who was carefree, you know? So this is very much dedicated to her, and I encourage people to connect with that part of yourself so that you can know what it is that you do really want to do, you know, and have faith in that and keep pushing for that child in you. So this is definitely dedicated to Lil Deshayla. And this is also dedicated, you know, I do everything for my family. Whether they realize it or not, the ways I keep pushing, every L I take, everything I gain, I don't mind being a trial person to help my family, you know, to take that L so I could tell them, like, you know, try to do it this way instead, or, you know, now I got this, so come on, let me put you on, you know. I love my family dearly, and I love that I am doing this so in a way I can make things a bit easier for them, for my kids. My kids are going to have so many things to fall back on, and the legacies I'm leaving behind for them. And just even when we begin this documentary, my daughter looking at me, and I'm like, this is what your mama do. Like, I did this. Like, I created this. You get to be here and watch me do this. And I love that for myself, and I love that for them. So the main thing that I wanted to bring when it comes to open up my space and with Elevate is I wanted to try a different direction when it comes to showing dance routines. My goal is, and this is what, when I say I always imagined in my mind, I wanted to clarify that and give more detail. This like video production. And the video that came to my mind that I'm like to try to give the idea was Beyonce, Single Ladies. That whole video, it's a music video, but it focused on the dancing. Like when that video first came out and that song dropped, everybody talked about the choreography. Everybody talked about the dance routine, but it was a music video. That's what I wanted to bring forth. That's my idea. That's what I'm trying to put out there. However, that is my goal. That is my vision, to take an artist, a dancer, and allow them to dance and do the choreography in a music video type of way is what my goal is. Not, just a class, you learn the routine, everybody's doing it. This is personal, this is one-on-one, this is scenes. This is 1 minute they might be dancing, the next minute they might be in the one-on-one with the camera, expressing themselves, different shots, like a full-blown music video. You're just not saying the words, you're just dancing. And that is my goal with Elevate. So I want to try not to be too hard on myself, because I've never done this, and I'm just taking what's in my brain and I'm putting it out there. And as creative people, that's what we do. I wholeheartedly believe that what I have a vision in my brain, I am supposed to do that, and I am going to make it work. Okay, so with Elevate right now, it will be audition only. I will be dropping audition dates soon after the grand opening and all of that. Right now is audition based, looking for wonderful, experienced dancers. Down the line, it would definitely be open for younger children and stuff like that who wants to learn and start from there. However, right now is going to be audition based, and obviously I'm sure you will have my ways to connect with me and stuff like that if you're interested, but I will be posting up auditions and all of that stuff for you to be able to join Elevate. However, if you want to do other things with me, as far as like my sessions with Healing with Dance and stuff like that, that would definitely be something that is available. So with Healing through Dance is, that's another way I connect with the people that come to me and do, want to dance and stuff like that. You do not have to be an experienced dancer. Healing through Dance is, like I was mentioning, connecting with music and stuff like that. You might have experienced a traumatic something, or you might have, you fell in love, or whatever the case may be, or just whatever emotion you want to connect with. I help you express that through a dance routine. I don't want to say I don't know what's next for Elevate. I am taking this one day at a time with it. However, the thing that Elevate is pushing out there is music type video dance routine. Something very different, something I haven't really seen like that is what Elevate is pushing out there. What's next for Elevate is bringing in more talent, a safe space for people to dance and express themselves is what Elevate is all about here. And Elevate is always rooting for the underdog. The ones that get overlooked, the ones who know they got it, but they're telling themselves they might have it, or they're comparing themselves to other people. This is a place for you to push that talent out. So that's definitely what we offering and what's next. I'm just looking for raw, authentic dancers and people who just want to have that space and do something very different.
Good.